Okay, so we are going into how to use the graph and then how to fill in an ice chart. So the ice chart is actually typically covered in class right before this lab, like same day or just right before. And so people want to do the pre-lab ahead of time, just want a little bit more information. It's always good going to that class with some information. So it actually is good to go ahead and learn about it now. And the plan is to insert a video kind of talking about all the theory behind the ice chart, a short one. But for now, I'm going to kind of give a summary of how they work. Before we get to the ice chart, we need to be able to use the graph that comes in. So right now, I have a few numbers in this section. I want to make sure you could see where they came from. So when you do the math for this one right here, you're going to end up with the initial amount. And is this the initial amount like when they're mixed? It's the molarity initially when they're mixed. Like the second right before the reaction starts. It's like that one. And then this number right here, it's just summarized and it's just going right over and into this spot right there. So you can actually fill in this section and this section ahead of time as long as when you do your measurements, like you for sure are really sure you used like exactly the amounts that it says that you were supposed to use in the procedure. You don't like use, 0.15 when it says you need to use 0.10. If you did that, then you have a slightly different concentration. You have to calculate with slightly different concentration. All right, so you'll have all these different color little flasks and you'll have put them in a cuvette and it'll go into a spectrometer and then you'll get a reading out of it once you get on the right wavelength. It'll look some number like that. So if that's your reading, then what you need to do is you need to go to this chart and you're going to find the matching molarity because someone else has already figured out how the absorbance correlates to molarity. So if you look right in here on this chart, it was 0.307. So like that's 0. And like these actually go up by 2. So that's actually 0.32. So 7 might be a little bit less than half of there. I'm going to, for the moment, mark it as though it's 0.30 and we'll just scale it up just a smidgen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a color that hopefully is easier to see on this chart. And there are rulers in the lab to help with this. So this is me slightly under. So if I was going to go up just like that, like halfway would be like there, that'd be 0.31. And then that would be 0.3. So maybe this is 0.307 is kind of like maybe in there. Yeah. And then we'll go down from there. And like I said, you should use a ruler. And so this is where I get the reading. So a 2.5 is kind of weird. It's not well marked, but that's 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. So I would probably say maybe it's 2.7. I mean, that's almost, maybe I'd say 2.77. Now notice this is in molarity, but you can't forget this. Times 10 to the minus 5th molarity. So 2.77 times 10 to the minus 5th molarity. We're going to go back up here. And that's what we'll put here.